Alright, this is just going to be a shorter stream, like maybe an hour and a half, because I've got to register for classes in, like 2 hours. Okay. Anyways. Yeah, today I'm going to be primarily working on, the levels, or the map save data, because I noticed there was a bug in it for layering, when I was working on my Alkajam entry, so Wandering Soul. I don't think it'll be too hard to fix. Basically, I don't think the layering data was being saved, so I'm gonna have to look into that and fix it. And then if I have time afterwards, I'm going to add like items as collectibles. Also, my tracking is questionable today because my lamp has not warmed up yet, so the lighting on my face is pretty bad, and there's a lot of light coming from behind because of the light outside. Okay. Oh, also I need to send out the link. Hold on. So, streams. Getting the link. Share, copy, boop. Boop. Alright. Okay. So yeah, this is where I'm at right now. But as I said a moment ago, I need to fix the oh, okay, I just fell off, but I need to fix the level data. So first off, I need to check what the format even was, because I don't even remember. So this is the main map here. So what am I looking at here? So it's the layering, the map data, the tiles, I guess the layer key? Maybe it is stored correctly. All of these are on layer 0. But there was some sort of issue in my level editor. So it's right here. I believe when it loads, there's going to be something funky. Flood fill. Nope, nope. Nope, nope. Oh wait, it's done in this, I believe. So it loads from a file. And is the format wrong? But yeah, I seem to recall having some issues with... What? Oh, right, I can't run this from here. This is really annoying. Adam tries to run from the base project directory, which doesn't work. So I need to go into Vagrant, Editor, and then just Python level editor. There we go. Okay, so here's the data. Fill. So I seem to recall something being funky with the layering. Like, the layering just not working as intended or something. Just draw that right there. That's odd. I was pretty sure there was something wrong here, but oh, there's our issue. It might just be removal. Hold on, I can figure this out pretty quick. So yeah, this might actually be a smaller problem than I thought it was. I don't need this. So I can double check the layering situation. Just go by going to the rendering, I believe. Render list. For layer and render list. For tile in layer. Wait, that doesn't look right. No, it's structured like this. What? Offset. What? Oh, it's this. Oh, it's structured differently because of the get visible thing. So what's get visible doing? Just goes through all the layers and arranges them. Okay. Arranges them into a list so you can render them in order easily. Interesting. So yeah, it looks like it's just removal, but not placing. There's something funky here. Selection. Where's the right clicking? So this is not working properly for whatever reason. Tile map, remove tile. What? Oh, did I? Does it need to be layer equals? Interesting. I probably need to like stop putting my hand on my chin because it messes up the tracking. Okay, let's see if I've still got the same issue with removal. I'll just make the same structure I had before. So boop, boop, auto tile it, layer below, fill, auto tile, few layers up. Huh. Well, let's just save this, I guess. I'm curious what the layering setup is going to be in the save file. So, what is the button for saving? Oh, okay. So now, look at the layers in here. So I see 3 and -1. So if the layer is 0, why are these ones getting deleted? Oh, you can't see that. I'm confused as to why the ones on the right over here getting deleted when I right-click them on layer 0 if they're supposedly -1. But I can't delete the ones that are labeled as layer 0 over here. Can I? It's a weird thing. Hold on. How many times does -1 appear in here? Tons of times it looks like, so that looks like it's set up properly. Hold on, I'm just gonna output the tile data. You type in the program, the file size would be very large if, what? Okay. So right here, I can just throw in print self.tile map position layer. so I can get the removal data. Yes, I do read the chat a bit. Don't read every single message though. So I think I just have to go to -1 here. Fill. So if I go 0 and this happens again. What? So it's not triggering at all. Why is what? Oop. I forgot to fill. -1. And I forgot to fill again. Still does it. There we go. That's something. So for some reason... Oh... So what happened here, I have if layer, right? Because the layer by default is none. So it's checking if the layer was set. Well, it turns out if the layer is 0, that technically evaluates to false when you take it as a boolean, so this doesn't trigger if the layer is 0. So, if layer does not equal none, I think that's all I have to do. And that should be good. Fill. Auto tile. Auto tile. Auto tile. Okay, so -1 only does that side, 0 only does this side. Problem's fixed. So that was quicker than I expected. I thought there was something wrong with the layering being stored and whatnot. Alright. From what I've heard, Visual Studio is not that slow. I mean, it's probably just like relative to other IDEs like Eclipse. Also, if you want to complain about spyware and say you're on Windows, I mean, I don't see there being much of a reason to not use something like VS Code for the reason of spyware, because they're both Microsoft things. Like Microsoft's already spying on you if you're using Windows, so no point in avoiding your software. The auto tiling thing, the auto tiling itself took like what, an hour to implement? It's not that complicated. Okay, so with that out of the way, I can delete all these, well, not delete all the files, but hide them all. So, I want to add like chests with weapons in them. Okay. So yeah, chests with weapons. I think I need to make like the items as a world object first. And they can probably inherit from, where is it? From this. Wait, is it possible to inherit from 2 classes? Oh, I'm sitting too far to the side, the camera can't see me. I mean, I guess I could throw an instance of 1 in there. That's all I'll do. Okay, so I could put it here. So it's gonna be new file item.py, item drop.py, class item drop. What do I need here? So I need this. I also need from item import item. It's going to inherit from the entity, but then it'll have the data for the item. So def init self. Not sure what I need here. Okay, looks like I just do this. So I forgot if like the wait, how did I keep track of which entity things are using when I create them? Is it what? Where did I put it? Weapons, weapon. Do I not have like an entity loader? Did I manually load these things? Oh yeah, I did. Okay. How should I do this? I can prefix it, I guess. So, where's my entity class? So I'm gonna pull from this type variable that has like a string to determine what type of item it is. Self.item type equals self.type.split underscore anything after the first value. So it's going to be like item and then say sword or whatever. Actually no, that's a bad idea because it doesn't contain all the data I need. So this should actually probably be passed like the item's data itself, or no, like the item as an object, the thing that would go in your inventory. And I can just do self.item data equals item. And this item will be of this type, but it needs to be initialized externally. So, yep. I'm gonna call that item data actually. What other functions do I need here? It doesn't. Does the entity have basic physics? I really should have made like a base class for physics entities. Oh wait, no, it does have it. As move. Yeah, I just have to give it some velocity. At some point I'm gonna have to clean this up and actually I might as well do it now. I need to create a base like entity physics object. File and it needs to be under scripts. New file physics entity.py class physics entity. It inherits from entity. Pass from dot entity import entity. So I'm gonna take this. So it needs the velocity and it needs to be able to take this stuff. So it calls the parents update. What is R? I don't even. Whatever, I'll return an R. Just pass it along. So Bob timer, don't need that. Hack timer, don't need that. Velocity, ooh. It's gonna be... Because they have different velocity normalization rates, so I'm going to just do it here. Velocity normalization equals... 350, 350? I'll make it a list, it doesn't hurt. So just use the default. And then I can go over to player and oh, and I should probably take the other attribute I added for the player yesterday, the allow movement thing, and add that in there. Self.allow movement equals true if self.allow movement. And I can take it out of the player. And then I also need to do the gravity thing. It's like two different bulls for figuring this thing. So if allow movement, and then for the Y stuff, if self.allow, no, self. Oh, this thing doesn't have gravity by default. Self.default gravity equals, what is the player's gravity? Player's gravity is dt by 700. So on the metal head, this will need to be set to 0. And then on the player, I'm going to have to set this thing. What am I even doing with the velocity? Wait, so there's this part, and then where's the y-axis? That's right here. Oh my, it's gonna take a bit of work to root this stuff out. Actually, I don't even know if it would be worth it to, like, the player's stuff is very unique. So I'm thinking I'm actually gonna pull, like, not use the physics entity as the base for the player. So I'm gonna actually pull that out and give these definitions back to the player. So it'll just be the metal head and the item that use this. So with that, where's the, ooh, self dot tile collisions equals true is going to be set false to the metal head. And I need, yeah, because the metal head floats around, it doesn't care about terrain, but the items do need to hit the terrain. Where's the move thing? Motion collisions equals self.move. Okay. So I need to set the velocity 1 to 0 if there's a collision and whatnot, like, okay. Self.velocity 1 equals 0. We touch the ground. I don't remember what that value is. Motion, no, it's just self.velocity. It seems a bit messy because there's no room to mess with that value. Like change the motion, like the motion is like a temporary thing. I could set up an attribute here and then do, actually it's just self.velocity.copy, and then I can copy it at the end for the use in the next thing. And now here I can use self.motion. So you can modify it now. That's better. I'm gonna break so much stuff here with this. So this is going to be self.velocity normalization 0. And then you have to do 1 plus self. Oh wait, how did I do this on the player? Yeah, here we go. So this is gravity. So if self.gravity on, and by self.default gravity. Okay. Whoever said they're the youngest student at 16, they're definitely not. Yeah. A lot of my more dedicated viewers are like 12 to 18, but then my general audience is on average older than me, which is kind of funny. Alright, so I think this is mostly done. Trying to think if there's anything else that needs to be done here. Wait a second. No, that's not right. Actually, you know what? I am just going to... Wait, no, never mind. I'll put it in the metalhead. Or actually, no, never mind, because the metalhead doesn't really use much of this functionality. So I'm just going to use this for the item. So this one, that's unnecessary. So over in item drop, so instead of doing that, I'm going to do from ... where is it? OP physics entity import. Wait, what? Entity. And then physics entity. So it should have that data. And it should, on its own, process all this movement stuff. I shouldn't even have to do anything. Alright. So, now to figure out what it's going to look like, I'm probably going to have to hijack the render function on the entity. Where's the, render? So where's the image pulled from? So self.image. Wait a second. What are the rules for rendering here? It's like image and then animation settings, I believe. Render. Self.image. Oh, I guess it's pulled from the image. No, I know way more languages than Python. I know like 10 or not 10 quite, but I know a bunch. I mean, at a certain point, you can pick up a new language in a matter of a day. Like, there's not too much of a point in me learning more languages because I can just learn them as I need them. Would I ever work on a 3D game? For VR. Not just on its own, I don't think. Let's see. Image, okay. So here are the rules for the image used in an entity. Oh boy. Well, if not self.current image. So self.active animation equals none. But ooh. Wait. I could just give it a 1 frame idle. Wait, no, that doesn't work. I could hijack the action system for this and just do self dot set action and call it the name of the item data dot, what is it, type. That's great. Okay, so set the action to that, and then I don't even know if there's anything else I have to do, because that'll change the image, and then the physics should take care of the rest if it's inheriting from physics entity. So I just have to make the images. Hold on. Desktop, Vagrant, and here's that glitch that I never bothered to deal with. Images. So what should the item look like? Should the item look like the full thing, or should it have its icon? I think every item will have like a world, like an image that it has within the world, and an image as an icon, probably. So let's just take the rifle and put it in the world. So if I go here, I believe this is just going to be item and then rifle. How did I name these? It's just image. Image 0. That's gonna be funny. The labeling in the code is gonna throw people off if they'll read my code, but it works in theory. And I'm about to find out. Where's the entities stuff? I need to spawn one. Entities. So from dot entity objects dot item drop import item drop. From dot item import item. So this is gonna look like self.entities.append. And it's gonna be item drop with game. Let's spawn it kind of like next to the player. 300 or 260, 20. What are the dimensions of this thing? I could modify it to be the dimensions of the image. I think that's what I'll do. So if I go over here, here's this. So the size, I can just set it to the image, so just access to the dot image. So it's gonna be self.size equals list self.image.get size. So I can just put like 1, 1 and it'll be automatically updated. Item. I don't think I need anything else there. And then here at the beginning, I have to create my item object that's being passed to it. So game owner type amount. Game self. Wait. Ooh. I think it has none. It's gonna freak out. What is? Yeah, just stores data. It's fine. Item type amount owner. So amount is gonna be 1. Wait. Yeah, type amount. So it's gonna be rifle. And 1. Can you please recommend a book for Pygame? I think there's one in the description. Although I haven't read the Pygame part of that book, so I can't recommend it. I didn't use tutorials to learn Pygame. I learned by reading other people's code and reading the documentation, which I don't recommend doing. But I don't have, like, I don't know any good tutorials because I haven't used any. Okay, I don't know if this is it. This might be it. Wait. Well, we're about to find out. Crash. What is why is it pulling max health? Why is that inherent to the entity? Hold on. Max health, if self.type in config entities, then it'll do this section. Otherwise it'll equal 1. Alright. Item drop has no attribute current image. What? Entity. Oh, it's defined over here, I think. So, what's it trying to do here? Oh, this is a long train of functions. Init gen mask. Oh. It doesn't have an image associated with it yet. Well, here, let me just create a dummy thing here. Item idle. And this is what I'm doing. Creating a dummy image here. And I'm gonna scribble with white all over it, so I know you shouldn't see that. Let's see. Normalize is not defined. Physics entity. So that's just going to be from dot core funcs import normalize. There we go. There's the item. Wait a second. That's not in the right spot though. Why is it? And it just teleported up. Oh my goodness. That's new. Pygame had a segmentation fault? I've never seen that before. That's a first. So line 59 in render on destruction particles. Did what? Huh. 59 in render of destruction particles. Bullet center. It tried to rotate something and it crashed. That's the only Pygame operation there. Huh. Yeah, I didn't know you could get a segmentation fault from trying to rotate something. Wait, why was it even trying to rotate? Wait, what even died? Because the destruction particles happen when an entity dies. Did the rifle die? Hold on. Let me modify this thing. Where's the hurt or the attack thing? Oh, I think it's in like hitboxes or something. So it has at hitbox update. If it's not in there, and I'm going to add an and here. And entity.type does not equal item, because you don't want to be able to attack items. And I have to go over to the projectiles and do the same thing, and that should fix that issue. There we go. What I make Python tutorials? So I'm going to be doing something related to that sometime in the near future. You'll find out more about that soonish. Does Python give segmentation fault? No, it doesn't. It's because Pygame is written in C. And a lot of Python libraries are written in C, and that's how you write performant code with Python. You use functions that are written in C. Here. Do I recommend Pygame or something else? I'm working on a video for that. The answer is very long. Okay. So, I need to figure out what's going on. Something's going wrong with the gun. I think it was because something was like attacking it. I don't know why it's like in the ground there. And then... So I can shoot and it doesn't die. That's good. So now I need to figure out why on earth it's in the ground. So over here I spawned it. So maybe like -40? I'll see it in the air. No. What? Where is this thing even going? 100? So it did go down when I did that. But if I do -100, it doesn't necessarily go up. What's it doing? Yeah, wait. So if I go over to the physics entity, I can probably track what it's doing. So print self.position. What? How did it get all over there? So velocity applies dt. Oh, I know why. So it has to be self.motion 0 by dt, self.motion 1 by dt. That's probably why. There we go. Entity, wait, no, physics entity. Entities, and I can just make this like -50 now. So there we go, the gun's just sitting there. Perfect. Oh, I flung myself off. Where did I... Oh, camera locking. Okay. Those enemies are kind of hard to deal with. Okay. So... Next up is... picking up the items, I guess? So I could add a line that says what the item name is, I guess, sort of like I have in my devlog project. And like it'll show text and stuff, tell you what it is, and then like you can press E to pick it up or something like that. Oh wait, no, E is going to be used for other stuff. Uh-oh. E is going to be used for abilities. So it's gonna have to be like F to pick up. And it's not too bad. Am I using the material syntax name? I'm not sure what I'm using. Let's see, if I go over to settings, themes. I'm using, yes. Well, it looks like I'm mixing two, or something like that. Alright. So, let's see. I need to, like, add some UI element or something for showing those lines. Should it be its own system, or... I think I'm just gonna call it like a tooltip or something. I can do it in, I can make it its own script here. Oh, I do want to grab the Bezier curves from my devlog project. Hold on. For smooth visuals. Projects. Wait, no. There's not other projects. Rapid Potato. Prototype. Data. Scripts. There's something for the Bezier curve. Bezier.py. And then I can go up to Vagrant. Scripts. Bezier. Okay. B for Bezier. I need to like organize these scripts because it's just a mess of scripts right now. Oh, I have this. Perfect. Update, draw. I can use the exact same one from a devlog project. Where is it pulling line VFX from? Data scripts.config. What? Oh, my source. So data scripts.config, what is that? Prototype, data, scripts, what is in config? Tile size, Bezier types. So, I think I just have to take that, and I should be fine. What is line VFX? Oh, wait, that's another config thing. It's got color, width, speed, time cap, scroll affected. Okay. So in theory, I think the defaults are probably fine. I can throw one of these into the render thing and see if it's working. So I actually only need these ones, I believe. Is there a... I can do this. Okay, so I can go over to the renderer now. Here's my renderer, here. Okay. Weapons. Is this initialization? No, it's, okay. Self.line chain equals that. From dot. What is the file even called? Oh, Bezier, I guess. Import generate line chain VFX. And so line type. What are the line types? I think there's like one. Found item. Found item. Bezier type. Bounce out, I guess. Bounce out. Location. 200, 100. So like right around the player, I think. I don't know if that needs to be a list. That probably needs to be a list. Okay. So now I just have to call update and render on it. I'll draw surface offset. Update, draw. Actually, I'll do it at a static location without it being scroll affected. So, does it have DT? It does have DT. So down here by the UI or whatever, I'll do this. So self.line chain.update. One. Do I have DT? I need 160, whatever. I need Cephal. So. Actually, no, I do need DT because it's just gonna be self.game.window.dt. It's gonna be running super fast. Self.line chain.draw onto surf. Let's see if it crashes. No. And I see it. It's right there. How long is this thing getting? Is it just gonna keep going? What's it doing? It's gonna bounce back. It's bouncing back. Okay, so it's going very, very slowly. So let's try DT by 60. Maybe. There we go. That's more like what I expected. Not sure why it's so slow. There's gotta be a setting for that. Hold on. That's under Bezier. Biz type. So it's the speed, I think. To change this, I need to be like times 30 probably. So I wonder. Oh, I think the width is static. I forgot how I did the just the overall rendering in this project. Let's see. I'm gonna have to wait for the cutscene to run before I can see what's going on. This project is not for a jam. Am I a kiwi or a potato with hair? What? Okay, so that's what I have. So it looks like it's bound to the left side. Man, I missed this project. So yeah, it's bound to the left side. Oop. I can throw it. Oop. Okay, so yeah, yeah, looks like I just have to bind it to the left side. I'm not sure how I render the text though. I think it's a separate thing. So the tooltips need to make use of this whole thing. So I'm gonna take this, make a script called tooltips.py class tooltips dev init self doesn't need access to the game, self.game equals game, self.tooltips equals a list. Def add tooltip. So I need some sort of way to make sure that it doesn't delete itself until the player leaves. I guess I'm gonna have to just like add a delete function and it'll have to be called later. Yeah, something like that. So add tooltip. It doesn't. It just needs a location, a text and location, and obviously self. Self.tooltips.append. So it's gonna be that stuff, and then this is gonna be location. List location. I'll make it a list with the first value being the text associated with it. There we go. So I believe if I go over here, there's going to be some information I can work with for the deletion. Update. Did I just flip the rate? What happens here? Phrase more than 0, blah blah blah. Okay, I'm gonna have to look more into how I did in the other project because this isn't adding up. So something is using that. I'm gonna have to open it up and add them. Hold on. D, local games. Potato, prototype data. Actually, no, I just have to go here. There we go. Come on, Adam. Why? Oh, Git knows that that's hidden. Interesting. Music. So if I go into VFX Bezier, I can look for what's using this function, probably. Find in project this. There we go. Add line effect. Time type duration. What? So how does it show the text? Type, duration, Bezier. It doesn't have text associated with it there, it doesn't look like. Oh, it does have custom data. That's probably it. Line effects, -1 to update custom data. What is self.line effects? Oh. Time 0. Wait. Oh, it has a direction thing. Wait, what is direction used for? Oh, you multiply it by the direction. Okay, so you just flip the DT, it looks like, and it'll go in the other direction. And if the object's time goes below 0, you delete it. Okay. Interesting. So, I'll worry about the text later. Where's my tooltips thing? Okay. So, hold on, I'm gonna do this. Class tooltip. Actually, nah, it's not quite worth it. There's only like 3 attributes. Direction equals 1. Or no, just direction. And direction equals 1. It doesn't even need that actually. I should just put 1. This is always gonna be 1. Def update self dt. No, it doesn't need that. dt equals self.game.window.dt for tooltip in self.tooltips. Tooltip 2.update, and it's going to need dt by tooltip 1, so that's the direction. And if tooltip 2.time is less than 0, self.tooltips.pop I, and I can do I in itr that. I'm gonna grab the itr function from .core funcs import itr, def render self surf, and it's going to be for tooltip in self.tooltips, tooltip 2.render, no, it's draw surf, self.game.world.camera. something or other. Hold on. True position? No, wait. Render offset position. That position. So now that should do it. So I have to manually flip the direction from something else, and I can just have like the player point to it. That's what I'll do. Can I like create a list of just items so I can iterate over them? Or maybe not. Do I have like collision stuff with entities in here? Wait, no, I don't think. So, entities. I'll just go over all the entities, whatever. I'm lazy. I can fix this later if it causes too much of a slowdown. Item tooltips for entity in self.game.world.entities. Is it entities? I think it is. Yeah. Entities. If entity dot type is item, then I'm going to want to use the item name as texting and spawn tooltip. Although I don't have a system for the tooltips yet, so I need to go in here and add one. So self.tooltips equals tooltips game, I believe. Yeah, I just got imported. So from dot tooltips import tooltips, and I just need to do update and render on it. Tooltips. Wait, should it have a shadow? Probably. I'll render it onto the world surf. So tooltips self dot self.tooltips.update doesn't need that. Self.tooltips.render onto world surf. Is this thing taking offset? Nope. Alright. And with that, over here, I can do self.game.renderer. Is that how that's set up? Let's see. Yeah, it is. .tooltips.append. Would they have a function for adding tooltips? I probably should. Yeah, add tooltip. Dot add tooltip, and the text will be entity.item.data.type, and the location will be entity.center. I need to make a copy of that. And item reference equals that. Oh, let's do self.hover item. I take this and go equals none. So what should I do here? Oh, I can do if self.hover, hold on, new hover reference, new hover reference equals this. If self.hover item does not equal new hover reference, and actually here, I can do this as well. New hover reference equals none. I can actually take this over here. So if there's a change in state, essentially, self.hover item 1 equals -1, so turn that around. And only add if it's not this one. There's some issues with this logic, but wait a second, that's not right. I need to wait. You don't want to add it unless it's the closest one. Here, wait, I'm gonna do this. Closest item equals none. Entity.get distance to self. If let's do this. If closest item 0 is more than that, then I can update the closest item. Equals that with entity. And now, so that'll get the closest one. And on top of that, I can do if that and hold on, no, this equals that. I don't want to recalculate a bunch of square roots. It's gonna slow things down dramatically. And distance is less than, let's say, 50 pixels. Now, if closest item 1, so if it's not none, then this becomes closest item 1. And self.hover item equals new hover reference. Wait. No, I don't need that. So new hover reference by default is none. If you're touching a close item, the new reference gets updated. Oh, you don't know. Ooh, how should I do this? Wait. I'm gonna have to add some data here. Right here, I'm gonna do associated entity so I can track what it's associated with. And over here, where am I? So, it'll be associated with closest item 1. And now, I can do if there's a new closest item, and so it's gonna be an OR here. So self.hover item is none, or in the other case is if it's defined self.hover item, and it'll be 3 for the associated entity, which is the item in question, does not equal self dot, oh wait, does not equal this. So this just checks if I've switched to a different item that I'm nearby. Then you update the hover reference, and if the hover reference changes, then you want to flip the direction on the previous hovered item, and then self.hover item equals new hover reference. So that's a bunch of spaghetti there, but it might work. Who knows? Okay, looks like you guys talk to each other about 3D stuff. This is for a bigger project. Apparently I can't lean back in my chair or I lose tracking. Okay, so I didn't see any more questions for me in there. Let's see what happens if I run this. Invalid syntax, let's go. So this is tooltips.py when you write like 100 lines of code without running it. What's wrong here? Oh. Huh. New hover reference, list expected, at most one argument's got 2. Oh, oops. I see what happened there. Yeah, that's not supposed to be like that. Wait a second. No, I think that's right. Generate line chain VFX not defined, right? Tooltips from .bezier import, and then I throw that in there. There we go. Well, that's something went wrong there. Hold on, I need to kill these things because I need to see what's going on. There we go. What's going on here? So that one seems to be working. It's not like disappearing though. It's just like creating a bunch and it shouldn't be. Hold on, I need to just not do this for iron range 0. Okay. So now something's happening here where it's calling this line way too much. Let's just print the conditions here. I'm gonna print this. So I want to know hover item and closest item. None. What? It's defined right here. Is this part not being called? Oh, wait a second. Wait, no. Let's see if this is being called at all. That didn't get called at all. Something's wrong there. So hover item needs to not equal new hover reference. Print new hover reference. Okay, that's not being set. There's the issue. So shouldn't it be set right here? Wait a second. Oh, the add tooltips not returning it. The return self.tooltips -1. What? So you only have to do this if self.hover item does not equal none. It's getting reset like non-stop now. I see a tiny like pixel changing in there. So so is this being called a bunch? So wait a second, this is the same object every time. If you look at the object addresses on the left, they're all the same. Or not quite. It's just the last few ones are. Well, it could be using the same spot in memory, I guess. Okay. So go over here. So it keeps generating new references. Let's go back to printing this. Why was the particle abuse video suggestive? So, hover item is none. Why does it think it's still none? Wait. Oh, it's flipping back and forth between none and not none. How is that happening? Oh, it's getting flipped, deleting itself. Oh no, that wouldn't do it. What? So for it to become none, the new hover reference would have to be none. What? So the new... Oh. So this thing is not triggering every other frame for whatever reason. So hover item is none. Or the item you're... What? So it's not none. Does not equal closest item. Well, if you look at these last few address... Wait. Why are they... Why is it always none? What? So hover item is none. So obviously the third value in... Why is it even going to none in the first place? Or... Oh, wait. Oh, that's if it triggers. I need to put this line before to see what's actually going on. So, it flips back and forth here. So, supposedly this... Wait, no, this object does not equal this one, which causes it to flip. Wait, did I do the wrong index? It needs to be 0, 1, 2, 3. Does not equal closest item 1. What part does it fail of that statement to flip it to none? Rifle 1. So normally it passes by this one. Closest item 1 is definitely defined, so it's this statement. So I can just throw this in. Oh. Yeah, will fails object. Right. Oh, that makes sense. I can do this. If new hover reference is none, and what am I looking for here? So this is an edge case. My head's not working too great for Boolean logic right now. What's my favorite language other than Python? I don't like any of the other ones really. The one I'm most experienced with is JavaScript. I don't really like it. Okay. So yeah, essentially what's happening here is... Wait, what was happening here? I already forgot. All right. So I need to tell the difference between not being in range and moving out of range. Wait, no, that's the same thing. What did I do wrong here? So It's hard to keep my train of thought while I'm streaming. So by default it's none. And the idea behind it being none was to handle the edge case when you don't find anything. But that's considered a change. Wait, no, the closest item should be... Oh, it won't update the reference. Oh. Wait a second. I think there's a lot of flawed logic here. Was that block of my game inspired by Downwell? Hold on. Wait. I was actually thinking more of this other game, which I wouldn't be surprised if it was inspired by Downwell. But this is from a guy whose stuff I've seen a lot on Twitter. I don't know if I actually follow him, but some of the people I follow are retweeting his stuff nonstop. Okay. So what is the point of having the metamorphosis? I'm thinking about just scrapping this logic because fixing it's gonna be a mess. So throw that out. So you want to find the closest item. Get the distance. If the distance is yeah. So if there's no closest item, that means there's no item in range. And so you want to see if this is changed. And wait. So if closest item 1. So elif closest item 1 is none. So that's the case where where it's nothing was found. So if self.hover item self.hover item 1 equals -1, self.hover item equals none, and self.hover item equals that. That might have fixed it. Who knows? There we go. So the range is like way too large though. Let's do 10 pixels. You gotta be like right on it. This tooltip is very wide, but fitting the text is gonna be a mess. Because the thing's name can be super long. The tooltip does need to be placed a little bit higher though. It's under player. Add tooltip. So it needs to be like center 0 closest item 1.center 1 minus 10, something like that, and 6. Or no, it can just be dot position 1 minus 10, or minus 2, because the position's the top. Yeah, that'll work. And there's a shadow on it. Right, that's nice. Okay, so next up would be the text, but I do have to go and register for classes, so I'm gonna have to end the stream here. Okay, yep. Ending the stream by